$19 an hour at a warehouse job nobody respected to over $20,000 a month in less than 14 months. No college degree, no rich parents, no crypto lottery ticket, just a system that works so stupidly well that once you hear it, you're going to be angry nobody told you sooner. Let me start with a truth that hurts. Most Americans stay broke not because they're lazy or stupid, but because they've been fed the exact wrong advice their entire lives. Save your money, get a safe job, cut the coffee, clip the coupons, and somehow it will all work out. Spoiler alert, it won't. Inflation is eating your paycheck like a termite through wet wood. The average rent in the United States just crossed $2,000 a month for the first time in history, and the old rules about money were written by people who bought houses for $40,000 and retired with pensions that no longer exist. So here's what we're going to do in this video, and I need you to pay attention because I'm not repeating any of this. I'm going to give you the 3 money rules that changed everything for me. Then I'm going to walk you through exactly how a real person in the United States with a normal job and normal debt turned their finances around in 90 days. And then I'm going to give you a challenge so simple but so uncomfortable that 90% of you won't do it, and those 10% who do will never worry about money again. My name is not important. The channel name is not important. What's important is that right now, in this moment, you decide whether you want to keep living paycheck to paycheck or you want to actually build something. 3 years ago, my car got repossessed on my birthday. I am not making this up. I walked outside with a coffee in my hand, ready to go to a job I hated, and my car was just gone. No note, no warning, just a patch of oil on the asphalt where my escape used to be. I sat on the curb and cried like a kid who lost their mom in a grocery store because I had $37 in my bank account, a credit card that was already maxed out at $4,000, and a rent payment due in 6 days that I could not make. That version of me thought rich people were either lucky or crooked. That version of me thought investing was for Wall Street guys in $1,000 suits. That version of me was wrong about absolutely everything. What changed? I got angry. Not angry at the system, although the system does suck, but angry at myself for believing the lies I'd been told my whole life. Lie number 1, get a good job with benefits and you'll be fine. Lie number 2, debt is normal. Everyone has a car payment and a mortgage. Lie number 3, you don't need to understand money, just work hard and save what you can. Those 3 lies have kept more Americans trapped in the middle class or lower class than any recession, any pandemic, any inflation spike in history. So let me replace those lies with 3 rules that actually work in the United States in 2026. Rule number 1, your income is the only thing that matters when you're starting from zero. I know every finance guru on YouTube tells you to save more, budget better, stop buying avocado toast, but those people are either out of touch or trying to sell you something. You cannot budget your way out of poverty when your income is $30,000 a year. Let me do the math for you, because Americans are terrible at math when it comes to money. If you make $30,000 a year, that is roughly $2,500 a month after taxes. Your rent alone in most cities eats at least half of that. Then you have food, insurance, gas, phone bill, maybe a student loan payment, and suddenly you have $0 left to save, invest, $0 to breathe. But if you double your income to $60,000 a year, suddenly you have an extra $2,000 a month to play with, even after keeping the exact same lifestyle. That is the secret that nobody wants to tell you. Poor people focus on expenses. Rich people focus on income. So how do you actually double your income without a degree and without working 3 jobs until you collapse? You learn one high-income skill that the market values right now. Not a side hustle like DoorDash or Uber that trades your time for dollars, because those have a hard ceiling. You only have 24 hours in a day. A skill hustle is different because it scales. Let me give you real examples that work for normal Americans right now. High-ticket sales. You can learn to sell software, solar panels, home remodeling, recruiting services, and make $60,000 to $120,000 a year without a college degree. I personally know a guy named Marcus from Tampa who was a Target cashier making $14 an hour, spent 8 weeks learning Facebook ad sales on YouTube for free, got a remote job selling marketing services to small businesses, and made $97,000 in his first full year. $97,000 from a guy who used to ask customers if they wanted a red card. Second skill, digital marketing. Companies in the United States are desperate for people who can run Google ads, TikTok ads, email campaigns, and they will pay $60,000 to $150,000 for someone who actually knows what they're doing. You don't need a degree, you need results. Third skill, skilled trades. I know everyone talks about tech and remote work, but hear me out. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, and welders are making 6 figures in their 3rd or 4th year because nobody wants to do these jobs anymore. The average age of a master electrician in America is 57 years old. That means in 10 years, half of them retire, and there aren't enough young people to replace them. Supply and demand. When demand goes up and supply stays flat, prices go up, which means your hourly rate goes up. I've seen HVAC guys in Texas charge $200 just to show up at your house. $200 for a service call that takes 15 minutes. That's not a job, that's a license to print money. Fourth skill, medical coding and billing. You can get certified online in 4 to 6 months for under $2,000, and starting salaries are $55,000 to $70,000 with full benefits and remote work options. Hospitals and clinics cannot find enough certified coders because everyone wants to be a nurse or a doctor, but nobody wants to do the behind-the-scenes work that actually pays really well. Fifth skill, freight brokering. The logistics industry in America moves trillions of dollars worth of goods every year, and freight brokers who connect shippers with truckers make $40,000 to $80,000 in their first year and over $100,000 by year 3. You need a 2-week course and a $75 state license in most states. That's it. So here's what I want you to do. Stop watching this video right now if you're not going to take action. But if you are serious, pause and pick one skill from that list. Just one, not 2, not 3, 1. Write it down on your phone or a sticky note. That is your new part-time job for the next 60 days. 10 hours a week learning that skill through free content on YouTube, free courses on sites like Coursera or EDX, free communities on Reddit and Discord. After 60 days, you will know more than 90% of people who claim to do that skill, and you can start freelancing on Upwork or Fiverr, or reaching out to local businesses and offering your service for free or cheap just to get case studies and testimonials. That is how you double your income without a degree and without luck. Now, let me hit you with rule number 2, because this is where most people screw everything up, even after they start making more money. Rule number 2, keep your fixed costs under 40% of your gross income no matter what. Fixed costs are rent or mortgage, car payment, insurance minimums, phone bill, minimum debt payments, and subscriptions you actually use. When your fixed costs creep up above 40%, you are financially fragile. One missed paycheck, one car repair, one medical bill away from disaster. I don't care if you make $40,000 a year or $400,000 a year. This rule applies to everyone. Let me show you an example that will hurt your feelings. Take a person in Los Angeles making $80,000 a year. Sounds great, right? 80 grand. After taxes in California, that's about $58,000 take-home, or $4,800 a month. Rent for a decent one-bedroom apartment in LA is $2,200 a month. Car payment plus insurance is $600. Phone and internet, $150. Utilities and streaming services, another $200. Student loan minimum payment, $300. That adds up to $3,450 in fixed costs every month. Divide that by $4,800 take-home, and you get 72%. 72% of their income goes to fixed costs before they buy a single grocery, before they save a single dollar, before they do anything fun. That person is trapped even though they make twice the national average salary. Now, take the exact same person living in Cleveland, Ohio, making the same $80,000. After taxes in Ohio, they take home about $5,200 a month. Rent for a nice one-bedroom in a safe area is $1,100. Car payment plus insurance is $500. Phone, internet, utilities, and streaming, $250. Student loan payment, $300. Total fixed costs, $2,150, or 41% of take-home. That person has over $3,000 left every month to save, invest, travel, start a business, do whatever they want. Same income, completely different life, because fixed costs matter more than how much you earn. I am not telling everyone to move to Ohio, but I am telling you that your zip code should not own your future. If you live in a high-cost city like New York, San Francisco,